You know what's worse than spending a fortune on a refrigerator? Finding out that the premium brand you just bought is one of the most unreliable pieces of junk in the store, and realizing it after your warranty runs out. In 2025, some of the biggest names in refrigeration are quietly racking up service calls, online complaints, and angry customers. These aren't just budget brands cutting corners. Some of them are luxury labels charging triple the price for half the lifespan. So let's dive into the list, starting with a brand that pretends to be high-end, but in reality, it's more of a high-maintenance headache. Number 8. KitchenAid. KitchenAid stand mixers are legendary. Their refrigerators? Not so much. On the showroom floor, they look like a dream: sleek handles, polished finishes, and that professional vibe. But behind the doors, there's trouble brewing. One of the biggest issues? Compressor failures. These units can drop dead just a few years in, leaving you with a repair bill north of $1,000. Add in reports of leaking water dispensers, flimsy shelves, and door seals that warp long before they should, and you've got a brand that's all style, no staying power. Yes, some owners get lucky and have no problems for years, but if you're in the unlucky majority, that premium KitchenAid can quickly turn into the most expensive cabinet you've ever owned. And if you think that's bad, the next one is a classic American brand that used to be bulletproof. Now, it's just breaking hearts and wallets. Number 7. Frigid Air. Frigid Air has been a household name for decades, but the modern versions have been letting a lot of people down. One of the most common complaints? Those plastic door bins and shelves, they crack, split, and shatter like they were designed for single use. Owners also report trouble with freezer seals, which means cold air leaks out, frost builds up, and your energy bill climbs. And while parts are generally cheaper than some other brands, you might be replacing them far too often. Worst of all, Frigidaire has a habit of mixing up model quality. One might last you 10 years. Another, same brand, different model, is in the trash after 3. That inconsistency is what knocks them down the list. If you thought those were bad, just wait until you see the next brand. It's a household name that still sells on nostalgia, but its modern fridges have some truly frustrating flaws. Number 6. GE Appliances. GE is one of those brands that still carries weight from its golden days. For decades, GE meant solid, dependable, American-made appliances that could last a generation. But in 2025, that badge doesn't carry the same guarantee it used to. One of the biggest complaints hitting GE refrigerators now is temperature inconsistency. You set the fridge to 37 degrees Fahrenheit, and suddenly, your milk is freezing solid while your vegetables wilt. That's not just annoying, it's food waste, and food waste is money down the drain. Then there's the build quality. While the doors still feel sturdy, the interiors tell a different story. Bins that crack under normal use, thin plastic drawers that warp over time, and water filters that cost a small fortune to replace. All problems we keep hearing from owners. Service techs will tell you GE can be easier to repair than Samsung or LG, but the catch is, you'll probably need those repairs more often than you'd like. And the days of getting a 15 to 20-year lifespan? Let's just say, you're lucky to get 8 to 10 without a major fix. And if GE's slow decline feels disappointing, the next brand is downright frustrating, because it's a name that still sells the American workhorse image while quietly cutting corners. Number 5. Whirlpool. Whirlpool has been in kitchens across America for generations, and for a long time, they deserved that trust. Their refrigerators were basic, reliable, and repairable, exactly what you wanted in a major appliance. But lately, it's been a different story. The biggest issue is inconsistency. You might get a Whirlpool that runs perfectly for 12 years. Or you might get one that needs a compressor replacement after 3. And that compressor? It's not cheap, between $600 and $900 installed. Owners also complain about weak door hinges, noisy operation, and water dispensers that fail long before they should. The newer models often have thinner insulation and more plastic inside, which makes them lighter, but also less durable. The real kicker is that Whirlpool owns several other brands, including Maytag and Amana, and sometimes those different models are basically the same fridge with a new badge slapped on. It's smart marketing for them, but for you, it means the quality across the board can feel watered down. Whirlpool is still better than some of the disasters higher on this list, but it's not the no-brainer safe choice it once was. And if you're buying new in 2025, you'd better do your homework on the exact model, because the name alone isn't enough anymore. Next up, we're getting into the top 4 worst offenders, and number 4 might shock you. It's a brand known for luxury kitchen gear, but when it comes to fridges, the price tag doesn't match the performance. Number 4, Bosch. Bosch has a fantastic reputation when it comes to dishwashers, but their refrigerators? That's where the shine starts to fade. On paper, they sound great. European engineering, sleek design, energy efficiency. But talk to people who actually own them, and you'll hear a different story. One common complaint? Long, expensive repairs. Bosch uses many parts sourced from overseas, which means if something breaks, you could be waiting weeks, sometimes months, for a fix. Imagine paying $3,000 for a fridge, and then storing your food in coolers for 6 weeks, because the replacement part is on a slow boat from Europe. A reviewer on a major appliance forum summed it up perfectly. Beautiful to look at, a nightmare to live with. That pretty much nails it. And while the fit and finish are often excellent, the cooling performance can be uneven, especially in hot, humid climates. Luxury brands like to market precision cooling and humidity control. But with Bosch fridges, some owners report wilting produce and frozen lettuce in the same drawer. For the price they charge, you shouldn't be playing roulette with your groceries. If you think that's bad, the next brand has an even bigger problem, because their issues are so well known that entire Facebook groups exist just to vent about them. Number 3, Samsung. Samsung refrigerators are the definition of style over substance. They're gorgeous in the store. Modern lines, sleek handles, LED lighting that makes your groceries look like they're on display in a museum. But once you get it home, the cracks start to show. Sometimes literally. The number 1 complaint? The ice maker. It jams, it leaks, it freezes over, and in many cases, it just stops working altogether. There are online communities with thousands of members dedicated solely to dealing with Samsung ice maker problems. Some owners have replaced theirs multiple times, only to have the same issue come back. And it doesn't stop there. Compressors fail early, water dispensers develop leaks, and repairs often require brand-specific technicians, which means higher costs and longer wait times. One customer wrote, "It's like having a luxury car that can't handle a speed bump. Looks great in the driveway, but heaven forbid you actually use it." To make matters worse, their customer service has a reputation for being, let's say, challenging. If your fridge is under warranty, you might still be stuck in a loop of calls, emails, and broken promises before anything gets fixed. The result? A fridge that wins beauty contests but loses the reliability game. And in the world of major appliances, reliability is everything. Coming up, we're getting into the final 2. And trust me, number 2 and number 1 aren't just bad. They're the kind of brands that can turn a dream kitchen into a nightmare faster than spoiled milk in a broken fridge. Number 2, LG. Here's the heartbreaking part about LG. On the sales floor, it feels like the smartest buy in the room. Sleek French doors, clever interiors, energy savings, quiet operation. But under that polished exterior lies a pattern that's been haunting owners for years. Ice makers that fail and compressors that don't go the distance. Ask any repair tech what's keeping them busy, and you'll hear this story on repeat. Ice makers that freeze up, jam, or quit. Sealed system issues that take your entire fridge down. And repair quotes that make you question whether to fix or replace. Even when you catch a good unit, there's this constant low-grade anxiety. Will it be this month, this summer, right after the warranty? And the worst part, when it works, LG is fantastic, which makes the crashes feel even more brutal. Owners write things like, "Best fridge I've ever used until it wasn't." That sums it up. You're rolling the dice with a premium price tag. If you value peace of mind over pretty features, LG's roulette table is not where you want to play. And if you thought that was rough, the number one spot isn't just about frustration. It's about a brand that's managed to turn one specific failure into a meme in the appliance world. Number 1, Beko/Blomberg. Beko and its sibling brand Blomberg stormed into the US with aggressive pricing and European styling, promising premium features without the premium price. The reality many owners report? Short lifespans, scarce parts, and repair timelines that feel like a season of waiting. The most common story goes like this: temperature problems out of nowhere, food spoiling, then a service visit that leads to a part order, and then the calendar pages start flipping. In some regions, finding an authorized tech is a quest. In others, the parts pipeline turns a simple fix into a multi-week ordeal. Meanwhile, you're living out of a cooler like you're camping in your own kitchen. Owners describe brittle interior plastics, erratic sensors, and control boards that fail early, a line that pops up again and again in reviews. Loved it for the first 18 months. After that, a headache I wouldn't wish on anyone. The bottom line, if you're buying a refrigerator to save money, Beko/Blomberg is a trap. The upfront price looks friendly. The hidden costs, delays, and replacements do not. Final word, expensive brands love to sell you aesthetics and gimmicks. But when the compressor quits at 2 a.m. and your groceries turn into a science project, the only thing that matters is reliability and service. If a brand can't deliver those, it doesn't belong in your kitchen, no matter how shiny the door looks. If this saved you from a bad buy or confirmed your suspicions, do the smart thing. Subscribe to Frugal Choise. We do the digging, you keep the dollars. More brutally honest rankings, insider shopping traps, and real-world picks are coming. And they'll save you time, money, and headaches. Hit subscribe now so you don't miss what's next.